What's the most evil thing your sister did out of pure jealousy? My sister Madison secretly recorded me venting about our mom after a huge fight. I was 17, crying in my room about how mom always favored Madison and never listened to me. I said some really harsh stuff I didn't mean, just blowing off steam like any teenager would. 3 months later at Sunday dinner, Madison pulls out her phone and goes, "Hey mom, want to hear what your precious daughter really thinks about you?" She played the whole thing in front of everyone. Mom, dad, grandma, and my uncle's family. My stomach dropped. I could hear my own voice, shaky and broken, saying things like, "She doesn't even see me," and "Madison can do no wrong while I'm just the disappointment." The worst part was hearing myself sob. Sometimes I wonder if she even loves me, or if I'm just this burden she's stuck with. The room went dead silent except for my recorded voice filling the space. I watched mom's face go from confusion to pure devastation. Her hands started shaking and tears just streamed down her cheeks. Dad's fork clattered to his plate. Grandma actually gasped and covered her mouth. My little cousins looked terrified. Mom started crying and ran to her bedroom, not before I saw this look of complete heartbreak in her eyes. Dad looked at me like I was a stranger who had just slapped his wife. My uncle quietly told his kids to go play outside. Madison just sat there smirking, acting all innocent like, "What?" I thought mom should know the truth. I tried to explain it was just venting, that I was hurt and didn't mean it, but the damage was done. The recording made me sound cold and calculating, not like a crying teenager having an emotional breakdown. Nobody wanted to hear my side. When I reached for mom's hand, she pulled away like I'd burned her. The next few weeks were absolute hell. Mom barely spoke to me for a year after that. Not just angry silence, it was like she was genuinely afraid to get close to me again. She'd flinch when I tried to hug her and avoid eye contact during conversations. I'd catch her watching me sometimes with this sad, confused look, like she was trying to figure out who I really was. Family dinners became this awkward nightmare where everyone tiptoed around us. Dad would try to force normal conversation about school or weather, but you could cut the tension with a knife. Madison would sit there eating her food, occasionally throwing in these fake concerned comments like, "I just think honesty is important in families." It made me sick. I remember one dinner where I tried to apologize again, explaining how I was just having a breakdown and didn't mean those words. Madison immediately chimed in with, "But you said them with such conviction though. Like you'd been thinking about it for a while?" Mom's face just crumpled again. That's when I realized Madison wasn't just cruel. She was calculated. She knew exactly which buttons to push to keep the wound fresh. Even now, 5 years later, she still brings it up during arguments. "Well, you already told Madison how you really feel about me," is her go-to line whenever we disagree. The absolute worst part? Madison got into Yale that year and needed a glowing recommendation letter from mom for her scholarship application. After what happened, mom felt so guilty about failing me as a mother that she bent over backwards to help Madison. She wrote this incredible letter about what an empathetic, mature daughter Madison was, praising her emotional intelligence and ability to see truth in difficult situations. I actually read it when mom left it on the counter. It was basically a love letter about Madison's character. Guess who suddenly became the golden child again while I got painted as the ungrateful brat who broke mom's heart? Madison even had the audacity to thank me later, saying, "I'm glad we could finally have some honesty in this family." She got a full ride to Yale off that scholarship. Madison knew exactly what she was doing. She waited 3 whole months for the perfect moment with maximum audience impact. She destroyed my relationship with mom just to secure her future, and it worked perfectly. She destroyed my relationship with mom over a stupid recording. Did I overreact when I told her I'd never forgive her?